everyone. Welcome to this month's chat meeting. I have a couple of stories to share with you before we start. Sometimes funny things in life happen and they're just too good not to share with you. So I have about a 40-minute drive to get to work every day, and I was about 20 minutes into my drive today when I realized I'd forgotten my name badge. So I made the critical decision. Do I turn around and go back and add an extra 40 minutes to my drive, or do I just come into work? So I just decided to just come into work. And in my mailbox was a letter from a beloved resident stating, if team members forget their name badge, please give them these name badges to wear when they wear the stickers. So you will see I have a sticker. And it's just a funny story. So the timing could not have been better. I thought I should share that with you. And then last weekend, my son had 6 12-year-olds over for a sleepover. You probably remember those days. And I had bought all the extra food, and I had all the sleeping gear ready, and I had extra basketballs and everything ready. And in the middle of the event, my son came up to me and he said, "Mom, you're really aura farming." That's what I thought. So this is your educational lesson for the day, but I use the term education very loosely. Does anyone know what aura farming might mean? It means trying too hard to be cool. A-U-R-A, farming, aura farming. So teens or tweens today have a whole new language that I do not relate to, and I've asked that they not speak that in my home. But it was an exception due to this sleepover, I guess. So like any good parent, I excused myself. I went into the other room and Googled what is aura farming. And that said, trying too hard to be cool to the point of being cringy. I know. So there you go. That was my weekend. Hopefully we have a better weekend this weekend, and I'm not aura farming. I'm going to try my best. Okay, so the agenda for today, we are going to introduce Ashley Mueller, our registered dietitian. Lorraine will discuss the buildings and grounds update. Pat will discuss Cubigo and any life enrichment updates. I will discuss the 2026 budget communications, and then I have a couple miscellaneous items. And then Suze Clausen will be talking. She will discuss her Spotlight with Suze podcast and an upcoming event. So without further ado, I'll welcome Ashley.
Hello, hi everyone. It's nice to see you today.
Have to stand in front of the camera because we have a Zoom crowd. Thank you.
Hi. Well, it's nice to see you all today. I'm Ashley. I am pretty new to the Sands. I started, I believe, in February or March. So I'm still finding my way through the halls here. As far as days that I work, I'm here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm here for about 12 hours a week. I know there have been some questions about how I can help some of you guys individually, what my services are here. I do spend quite a bit of time in some of our higher levels of care. So I think I would, maybe try to do a survey and see what it is you guys are looking for in terms of nutritional support. So if you guys have certain requests, Shelly has put my extension here. You can always leave me a voicemail and we can come up with some different ideas of how I can be of assistance to you guys. Okay.
Thank you, Ashley. And Ashley's office is located down on P1 in the fitness area there, and the nutrition office. Okay, up next is Lorraine Duran.
Thank you. Aw. Aw, that's twice I got applause today. I'm feeling really good. Oh, well, good afternoon, everyone. I'll try not to drop my papers. Happy holidays. Happy 4th of July. All right, so let's go through some updates. Cooling tower replacement. So as I shared last month, cooling tower number 1 is up and running and doing beautifully. Number 2 is about halfway built, so we expect that to be complete, I'd say, in about another week and a half. Our assisted living refresh, construction is primarily complete there. We have some final steps, which will be the furnishing, signage, and then decor. And then, of course, moving everybody back over into that area as far as the team goes. Our memory support refresh, we expect to be kicking that off the beginning of August. So there's a lot of planning that is going into that. The team and myself, we've been working weekly on that, trying to make sure that we've got really good planning in place for the residents that live in memory support, because it's a lot of disruption for them. Construction team has just been magnificent. They are doing some special planning for us, where they're even going to build some of the things that have to be installed in memory support offsite, so that it will help to trim the construction timeline. Our beachfront remodel plan approval, still with that city of San Diego. So we are still awaiting, it's in the entitlement stage, and we're still waiting to get approval back from that piece of it. Been lots of questions that have been answered on a weekly basis, so we'll see where that goes. Let's see here, beachfront remodel, patio furniture for East Campus. I'd like to thank our resident Ann Sack. She did some great research for us for the East Campus furniture. We're actually going to be doing a refresh there, some refinishing of the East Campus furniture. She went out and found a company for us that does beautiful work, so we're going to be excited to kick that off in the coming month. We're also looking right now at possibly doing that here on the West Campus also. Swimming pool, what was that next? I'm sorry, swimming pool renovation. So we are ready to go with the swimming pool renovation, but as all of you know, it is summer. And so, and we all know that you guys have a lot of, friends and family that are coming to visit. The pool is very popular during the summer. So of course, we are not going to take the pool down during the summer. We are looking to begin that project right after Labor Day. So there'll be more information that will follow with that. I will be hosting a resident meeting in August that will go over the details of what the remodel is going to look like. So look out for that announcement date and time. And then our health center nurse call system, we have already kicked that project off. We expect to, we're hoping that we're going to be able to complete this year. So a lot that goes into that as far as discovery, and then also working with HCI, which is formerly known as OshPod. So, but that is in full swing. Let's see here, health center refresh. That's something that we'll be kicking off this quarter. That does involve doing some refresh to the common areas. New boiler installation. We just installed 2 brand new boilers in the south wing. So that supports all of the south wing here, and then also all the way down to center wing. So plenty of hot water, which I know is always a good thing. OVL refresh. Decor committee has been working on approving furniture for the Ocean View Lounge. So we're going to be replacing some of the furniture in here and carpet, just a little refresh, fresh paint. So they approved that at our last meeting. So I'll be looking for a date on when we'll be installing. It's all going to depend on the timeline for furniture delivery. But that is something that we hope to have all finished before the holidays. Master plan update. As I shared with you last time, we have an architect that we selected for the master plan. We're just awaiting the finalization of their contract with us before we can move forward. So one of the principals from the company was out of the country for a few weeks, so that delayed contract signing. And then lastly I have on my list is the information from the 2026 capital survey. So I really want to thank everybody who took the time to answer the survey questions. I really appreciate your participation. I had 79 responses that came back through. And let me put my glasses on and I can read. I'm going to go in order of top responses. So number 1 on the survey was technology, and that was around providing reliable cell service, adding fiber to improve TV, internet, and phone. Second was building exteriors, fixing external walls, cracking, painting, any restoration on the outside. Third was pool, and it was replacing the storage shed and then looking at adding solar pool heating. Fourth was green lanai rails, making sure that we're keeping up with our fixing the railings. There was a recommendation to look at doing powder coating. Number 5 was adding an espresso cappuccino maker to the main dining room. Yay. And I'm happy to report that's actually not something that we put in the 2026 capital because it's something we're going to do this year. Coffee for everyone. And then I'll go down the list again. This was in order of what was most important to people: automatic doors, a bathroom at the pool, elevators, clinic refresh, outdoor furniture, the grounds, which it was adding a native plant garden, improving the gazebo area, replacing the west fence, redoing landscaping, packages, looking at purchasing some package lockers for after-hour pickups, exercise equipment, also replacing flooring in the exercise classroom and the weight room, transportation, potentially purchasing new vehicles, refresh of the garden room, beauty shop, replacing the wash basins and chairs, interior furniture, main lobby furniture, and then purchase shuffleboard table and interior stairwells, rounded everything up. So that was the order of importance from all of you. So again, I thank you a great deal for your participation. Shelly and I just wrapped up a little while ago. I think that's why I'm a little tired. I think I finally hit the wall. Our 2026 capital budget presentation, and I got applause. So that was a good thing. So more applause. Yay. Any questions anybody might have? Irene. The cooling towers keep all of our air conditioning system running for the whole campus. Critical component. Yes. Louise. Shelving down below or up on top? The shelving down below will go in. It was just painted, so it's all curing right now. So we're not going to put anything till it's finished drying. Well, some of it are cupboards and some are open shelving. So that was existing. Yeah, that was existing. We didn't change any of the no shelves are going back up on top. So unfortunately, in order for us to do the cabinets, the upper shelving had to come down. So that's not going to be replaced. And I'll get with you. We're going to rework how we're going to handle all the library books. Yes. I'm sorry. Oh, I apologize. So the question was, is that Louise had noticed that shelving was not present over an assisted living in the upper portion. And then also shelving down below. Jay.
Cool. What's the expected time that the contractor says to finish?
So the question is, what's the expected time the contractor says to finish? Preliminary right now is, I'd say, probably about 3 to 4 months. We're hoping to shorten that. So I'm kind of projecting over a little bit. It will be in place before we begin. So the question was, is all the equipment in place? It will be before we begin construction.
Since cell phone and internet is the highest on the list, how's that project?
So the question is, since technology was high on the list of the capital survey, how is that project going for the cell phones? Actually, the project's going very well. We're getting ready to start work on that in the next 30 days. So there will be more to follow on that. Buzz. So the beachfront remodel, I don't know how many of you know about the beachfront room that's down below under the north wing. So it's an old room that's been down there for a very long time, since obviously the building was built. Long time ago, it was used for parties, and it was an office at one point and so forth. I think Pat can probably tell more of the history on it than I can, but we are going to turn it into an apartment. So that is what the work is. Oh, okay. So our video wall is popped on and off, so it's a beachfront ghost. Yes, Martha and then Ursula. Oh, okay. All right, very good. Ursula? Nicole, so the question is there going to be alternative for swimming while the pool is being remodeled? And yes, there will be some alternative exercise programs. So Nicole is working on that with us. Yes, Eduardo.
Everybody got excited when you announced new coffee machine. What kind of a coffee machine are you talking about? Will it be operated by the customers or by the staff? And will there be a new machine like that on the second floor?
Dave, let me see Dave. No. So the question is, what kind of new coffee machine will it be? Who will operate it and so forth? Where will it be located? I don't know any of those questions yet. I'll work with dining with Ann and Dave on that. So, and then more will follow, but it's going to come very soon. Yes, Irene.
I just thought of this, we've seen very nice machines that don't require a whole lot of figuring out. You just push the button and put it on. So I hope that if we're gonna get a machine, let's get one that's simple enough to operate.
Yeah, so the comment was about getting a machine that's simple to operate. And I'm going to again leave that up to Ann and Dave. So yes. Vicky.
Area up on the second floor. If you have it down, another one down here. The thing was pretty messy with the one on the second
Yeah.
floor. I just see all this mess on our new furniture.
So the question was about having it down here and that we already have it on the second floor. This is an espresso machine. So it's for having cappuccinos and lattes and so forth, not regular coffee. So that way you can have them at the bar and the dining room. That's the intent. Yes. All right. All right. Well, I will turn it back over to Shelly. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Oh, you're very welcome. Let me get out of the way.
Thanks. Lorraine did a bang up job on our capital presentation today, so she's had a big day. Up next is Pat Guerrero.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and happy 4th of July. I'm not asking you to do a survey today, so I think that deserves a round of applause. Yes. Go, Pat. I wanted to tell you briefly about something that we can do on Cubigo that maybe we didn't have the capability before, and that is to link accounts of spouses. So yes, so if Irene and Eduardo wanted us to connect their account so that Irene wanted to sign Eduardo up for a fitness class or something like that, not saying anything, Eduardo, but there's a way for us to do that, to link them up, and it can also only go one way. Let's say you have a partner in a higher level of care. You want to be able to schedule an activity for them or make a reservation for them, but you don't want them to have the same capability for you. We can do that. It's nothing I can show you on the screen, but if you're interested in that, for me linking your partner's account to yours, I can walk you through that, but you have to let me know and I'll do it individually. So that is really good news. Another really something that just happened is La Jolla Music Society has this wonderful performer that comes during Summerfest. His name is Caleb Teicher, and he's a tap dancer, but he's not like a tap dancer that you would normally think of. He is interpretive of the music, he's energetic, he's dynamic, and when they put the tickets on sale at La Jolla Music Society, I don't remember, 2 months ago, something like that, they sold out immediately. And I had multiple requests from people, please, could we get tickets? Well, they were sold out. So somehow they've released a whole bunch of seats. So in Cubigo today on the news feed, I just said, if you're interested in these tickets, you need to contact me immediately. There's only 20 tickets available. It's on a Sunday, I think it's July 17th. And I opted for the 3 o'clock performance rather than the 6 or 7 o'clock performance. So if you're interested, please, better than calling, email me since it's a long holiday weekend and I can put those tickets aside. He is fabulous. You don't want to miss this guy. And he's got piano accompany him and I think violinist. It's just something you would never imagine. So I was very excited about that. And then coming up, it's July, so we have some fun things planned. We have Cowboy Day coming up, which I know is all a favorite of yours. We have the miniature horses coming in the morning, which are so fun, and they'll come around the community. And then we'll have Cowboy Jack in concert. That is on the 26th of July. I think he's coming from 1:30 to 3:30. So we'll have a little cowboy day if you want to dress up. I think there was one other activity that I was supposed to remind you about, but I can't remember what it is. So that's okay. That's enough for now. Questions?
17th.
26. Oh, I'm sorry, it's August 17th for Caleb Teicher. So we've got to jump on those tickets if anybody's interested. Okay, no questions? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Who attended the fireside guitar playing last night? Wasn't that lovely? Give Pat a round of applause for that. That was lovely. I was there as well.
We're having another one.
In 2 weeks is another fireside. What are you calling it? Fireside? Fire pit concert. Mark your calendars. It was from 7 to 8 last night. So it's in two weeks on a Wednesday from 7 to 8. Okay. Thank you. All right, exciting stuff here. 2026 budget cycle. I know you all get very excited to hear this stuff. This is in an effort to be fully transparent. So we're going to go through this. So in August, we start the budget status and assumptions, and that is updated to the Human Good Finance Committee. What is an assumption, you ask? It is not facts, but more informed estimations or a best guess. So things like our occupancy projections, any outside economic factors such as inflation, interest rates, costs of goods, insurance, those types of things. Then in August, September, the executive directors provide the assumptions and updates at the community level. So that's where you'll see me hidden in my office for weeks on end, crunching numbers, and really making my best effort to get it done correctly. And then in September, that preliminary budget, draft budget goes to the Human Good Finance Committee and the Human Good Resident Council. And then in mid-October, the final draft budget update to the Human Good Finance Committee and the Human Good Resident Council is presented. Late October, it goes to the Life Plan Community Boards. And then in November, I will present it all to you at the Get It Straight, which is the third Thursday of the month. I don't know the date exactly, but it will be the third Thursday of the month in November. Around Thanksgiving, you're right, Avram, around Thanksgiving. And then one other thing I wanted to offer to you all is we have ACH available. That's automatic withdrawals from your bank. If you're interested, please pick up a form from Chris, our biller. I know some people just prefer to do ACH. If not, you don't have to continue to write a check, but ACH is available if you'd like to do that. Okay. Any questions on that? I see Buzz ready to raise his hand. Buzz.
Project underway, put our billings online, electronic. See our statements.
Really good question. So Buzz asked, is there a project underway through Human Good to put the billing online so people can just go into a portal and see their account? It was added to capital to this year for the Human Good corporate finance team. I've not been given any updates, but they did tell me it was in their capital. So let me circle back and I'll let you know the answer to that. I don't know that it's been started. I'm not sure where they are in the project, but that was something that many of the executive directors requested. I have a portal for just about everything. I can look at my electric bill online. I can look at my medical record online. It just makes sense to put this online as well. So when I have more information, I will let you know. It's a good question though. Thank you, Buzz. Avram.
Does human good, like saying, depend on any federal budgets,
Does,
federal grants?
does Human Good or White Sands depend on any federal grants in the budget? You're really asking the wrong person this question, Avram, but White Sands does not. White Sands doesn't accept any federal funds from Medicare or Medicaid. We're private pay only. I can't speak to other communities or Human Good overall. Maybe some of those gentlemen on our Budget and Finance Committee know the answer. Mike?
Well, I think. The affordable housing.
Correct. That's true, yes.
I think there's a study group or a group that meets regularly, right now, human goods also.
Can you all hear him? Okay, hold on. Oh. And can you repeat the question, please, for our Zoom people?
The question was, is White Sands or Human Good dependent upon any federal financing or funding?
Correct.
And Shelley indicated that there's no dependency here at White Sands. And I don't think there's any dependency within the communities such as ours. But there's significant dependency in the affordable housing segment of Human Goods. And I think we have 105 communities there. And there's a group headed by the VP of Finance within Human Goods monitoring any issues that might come up, relative to that. But we get both the capital funding for the affordable housing is dependent on the government financing, as well then as the rent is subsidized. So in essence, people, as I understand it, pay a percentage of their income typically as their rent, and then the federal subsidies make up the difference. So there's a great dependency there. And I don't know, I haven't heard any assessment of the perceived risk that might be involved in losing it or altering any of that funding.
Talked about this yesterday.
Thank you, Mike.
John Cochran was talking at our Human Good Resident Council meeting yesterday. I don't think that they're, except for the affordable housing, I don't think they're worried right now. I don't know that the budget bill just passed. And I don't know, a lot of our communities, or some of our communities take Medicare and Medicaid. So I don't know how that will affect them. But they have a team of people watching all of the ramifications. And he feels very comfortable from a corporate strength position that we can weather anything that may come our way, that we're well positioned for that.
Great. Thank you, Anita. Any other questions that I can't answer? Okay, next up are just some miscellaneous items. We recently had a team member pulse survey, and about 60% of our staff completed that pulse survey. It was just 2 questions. You all completed a dining pulse survey, so this was the same thing. Our full survey for this staff will be in September. So generally, I was very happy with the overall survey and what the results showed. I'll read you the AI generated recap. It says employees generally express positive sentiments about their work environment, colleagues, and residents. Many appreciate the supportive management team, opportunities for growth, and the positive atmosphere. The overall sense of community and teamwork is frequently highlighted. However, concerns regarding compensation, staffing levels, and workload emerged as areas needing attention. So they want more staff, less work, and more pay. So, and again, this is really a common theme every year with our surveys. Our revenue is only generated by your fees, so of course we can't bring up team members' pay significantly. And they all understand that, they know that, but it still probably feels good to put it on a survey, I'm sure. I do want to read some comments, though. I thought the comments were quite fun, and we had 6.5 pages of comments. Just over 5 of them were very, very positive. The last about 1.5 pages were neutral or negative. So I kind of cherry picked the ones that I'll share with you here. First is positive and friendly atmosphere, supportive management, kind and generous residents. So thank you all for that. Staff have a great rapport with residents and families, and they truly care. I have managed to gain multiple work titles in a reasonable span of time. I don't think that is possible in many other organizations. I have been here for a long time, and in all these years, the company has progressed well when it comes to raises, benefits, the bonuses we get from residents, scholarships, and REAP awards that are offered to me, and it feels great. I don't think there's a place someone would work that is better than this company. Then we had a lot of Spanish comments. This one is "Es un lugar bueno para trabajar." Sorry, I am not the Spanish speaker. Basically means this is a good place to work. I have worked at other organizations, and when I made the comparison, Human Good comes out on top. I like the family environment and how management really do try to make this a supportive and caring environment for both the residents and the team members. Next is I have referred a friend to work here, and she is now a part-time employee. 2 of the reasons I highly recommended Human Good in White Sands, La Jolla was because of the fellow team members and upper management director heads and the way they treat their staff. I have not had a bad experience with them, and I believe they are doing the best they can while they are following company policy. The second reason was the educational assistance this organization provides for its employees. I personally think that is a wonderful way to invest in the person who wants to grow with the company. Next is I love White Sands. I love the team members, and our residents are amazing. Good organization, happy employees, good benefits, great location, and wonderful residents. They have really great staff and a good system. White Sands La Jolla is always a home for me. Great working environment. I've always felt encouraged and supported. Nice place to work. I like the residents. They are nice. White Sands provides an opportunity for its staff to try out new ideas in a supportive atmosphere. The residents are amazingly active and involved. The work environment and relationships are positive and inspiring. I look forward to coming to work at White Sands every day. I feel valued, respected, and safe in my work environment, and when I have voiced concerns, they have been heard and taken seriously. Next is I gave it a 10 because I personally enjoy working here. My supervisor manager is amazing, attentive, always helpful in there when we as staff need anything. The residents are great, and I feel the staff in each department are very helpful and friendly, and everyone is always happy and eager to help one another and residents. Great location, free lunch. I love the residents, nurses, and CNAs. Everyone is very helpful and kind. I enjoy helping out when I can. Todo bien, all good. I enjoy working here, but I would like to see a better pay increase. Now we're getting into the neutral negative pages. So the one thing I'll say is that if you truly wanted to care for the staff, give us a break room where we can truly decompress from the work stress we get. This person said, I desire a $2 raise. So do I. Overall, Human Good is a great place to work. Wages are lower than they should be for the cost of living in the area. It's a friendly environment compared to most facilities. There is a lot of work still put on people, though. I appreciate Venus for how she handles everything. Shout out to Venus, well deserved. The salary is not very competitive. We don't have enough parking spaces. There's no break room for us to take a break. So that's all I was planning to read. We do have a break room. It is located on the first floor, south end, next to the laundry room that you all use. But we are going to add another break room, and it's the old massage room. and we have not used it for a very long time. The team members on that side of the building really don't like to come all the way to the south to use a break room, so that will be starting. We've already ordered countertops and things for the area, so that is going to happen. And then parking is always a general theme here. And I just want to remind you all that on the away notification form, there is a line where you can check, if you're going to be away, would you mind if a team member used your parking spot? So if you check yes, we're going to give it to the staff to use your parking, because parking is always 100% of the time on every employee survey we've ever done. So we would appreciate your parking spots if you are able to give that up while you're not at home. And then the next one that I have on the list here is just the REAP program, the Resident Employee Education Assistant Program. Again, as you've just heard the comments, REAP goes a long way. We've had a lot of people go through the program. They value it. It's one reason that people stay with us. So if you've not yet given to this campaign, I encourage you to do so. And the forms can be found around the corner from the front desk. Any questions? Judy? Okay, good. There is a fee if you use a credit card. There is a transaction fee. I think it's 3.5% for most, and American Express might be 3.75%. Mona? How long is the REAP campaign going on? 2 more weeks? 2 more weeks, but we'll take your money anytime. Go ahead.
In the new week, as we approach the end, I know that works very well with team member appreciation.
Okay, it would be great to have some updates in the news feed on Cubigo or in the Sandpiper as the campaign wraps up. Sure. There's an update in the Sandpiper coming out tomorrow. You ask and it shall be delivered. Thank you, Carolyn. Anita?
I should have asked Lorraine this. I had asked you, the hearing loop.
Hearing loop.
The hearing loop
That's
that's
right.
in,
Let's do that next time.
okay.
I know that was a request, sorry.
Yeah,
We should have done
okay.
it this time. That was my mistake. And
I would share with you that as of last Friday for on the REAP program, we were 3/4 of the way toward our goal.
yay,
Thank you, everyone. We're over $76,000. Our goal is 100,000, and we've had 88 donors.
Wonderful. Thank you, Carolyn. Did you all hear that? Yes, David. Wait for the mic coming to you.
So a real quick story is that for the past 15 years, I've been a volunteer on the governing board of a social justice organization called Alliance San Diego. They do civic engagement work, telling people where to vote, helping immigrants know their rights, working on education issues. And one of the staff there started to volunteer probably 10 plus years ago. Her name is Itzel, and she's now the director of civic engagement out at Alliance San Diego. She married a man who you might know. I think his name was Jose Chavez, who was a server and worked the bar, and he got a REAP scholarship.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was telling her about where I'd moved. She said, "Oh, I'm familiar with White Sands." And in fact, the money that he got saved them money so she could buy her books. So this ripples out in the community in ways that are just wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much for
Thank
sharing. What a great story. Thank you so much. Okay, any other questions before I pass the baton to Suze? Irene?
Okay, that affordable housing has different funding than.
Oh, then LPCs. Repeat that, please, for our people at home on Zoom.
All right, I'm making comments that for human goods fundings, the affordable housing is a separate business than the LPCs, such as communities like us. So yes, that is, affected. However, the communities, our communities like this are not.
Thank you for clarifying. It's important.
Let me just make that more plain than that. We have experienced over the years um, some residents saying, does the money that I contribute and the money that I pay for my fees, does that pay for affordable housing? And we have to restate over and over and over, it has nothing to do, your money is for white sands, period. And affordable housing is under human good, but it is financed differently. And as was mentioned earlier by the chair of our business unit, that part of the business gets some subsidies from HUD and other federal agencies. So that's a separate headache. That is not our headache.
Right, two separate businesses.
Besides the federal funding, there are some local funding, state and city sometimes. So it's very complex of how they fund that.
Thank you, Eduardo and Irene. Any more questions? Mary? How are we doing on time?
Shelley, can you update us on the Barber Track Parade tomorrow?
Oh,
It's
the
coming
Barber
through.
Track Parade, yes. I'm gonna have Pat update you on that.
All I can tell you is Max Elliott, who's organizing the parade again this year, the Barber Track Parade, said that they will be walking through at 11 a.m. So it's going on. I did put up a flyer. It was in Cubigo as well. So 11 a.m. tomorrow. And I know that you might have to adjust the 4th of July program here, but I was in touch with John Meyer about it, and hopefully he will push it back a little so that you can enjoy both.
Remind them of the route.
Oh, the route. So the parade enters down the driveway and then walks down Camino de las Palmas, and then it goes out through the other gate at the end on Pearl Street. So residents typically line up along the parade route, all in their 4th of July finery, waving flags, and cheer on the neighborhood parade with dressed up bikes, little kids, dogs. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Pat. Okay, anything else? Any other questions before we pass it on to Suze? All right, Suze, the grand finale. Take it away.
Now look at this outfit. Are we coordinated or what? I just wanted to take a moment. Many of you have gotten the notices about our project. Can you see me over this? Of our project on October the 8th, which we're very, very excited by. It's concerned. What did I say? October? November? July the 8th, which is Tuesday. And how this came about is last year, many of you attended, we had a panel in honor of our Pride Month here in San Diego. Did many of you attend? Some of you attended, I attended, that's it. But it was really quite extraordinary, and our residents were amazing, and the panel was terrific. And after, Carolyn said, oh, we'll do something again. And I thought, well, theater has always been a great equalizer and bringing issues and ideas and being entertainment and education. I thought, well, why don't we combine, and spoke with Jill, and why don't we combine with Concerned Seniors for Making a Difference and Readers Theater and do some excerpts from incredible, hold on, yeah, that's not yet. Okay, thank you. Hold on using the theater as an evocative way to bring ideas in a very safe environment. So we had a terrific turnout for our auditions. We have over 15 people participating. The majority are residents here, some making their
debut Readers Theater, so we're terrific. Look at all the names. We're doing two original monologues by one by our resident playwright, Marilyn Kriegel, and one friend of Jill Drexler. Yes, applause, of course. And then from the Laramie Project, we have an excerpt from that. Many of you have seen the Laramie Project. This is a kind of theater that is done with interviews. And we just picked part of it that shows what happened to Matthew Shepard, which was a definite hate crime, could happen anywhere. But it is wonderful. And we have terrific actors. Most are here. It's very important when you have a large cast, which we do of 15 to 16 people, that there are more people in the audience than on stage. So I'm counting on all of you. We also have been working with Diversionary Theater and their development director, and also he is the dramaturg and works with the Old Globe and teaches at UC San Diego. And he'll be part of our panel, which will follow. Also, Wendy is part of the panel. Dave will be part of the panel. I'll be part of the panel. And we have a guest artist coming in. The second major offering that we're doing an excerpt from, a friend of mine, blessed memory, passed away, Paul Lucas, compiled this of trans scripts. He interviewed trans people. And it premiered at Harvard, at American Repertory Theater, and then went on to New York and London. We worked with Diversionary. We all felt it was really important that we had an actor who was trans portray that. We have a wonderful, wonderful person. Alicia Richard is joining our cast to be here. And Bella and I had lunch with Alicia, and she is amazing. She's also 6'4", so it's definitely going to be the long and short of it when I'm standing by her. But her story is amazing. She is amazing. And, talk about feel-good stories. Her mother lives in a community in National City. I'm not sure which one. For 57 years, she was so proud of her son. Now, when Alicia comes to the community, she proudly introduces her daughter. And she's 88 and amazing. And Alicia is an award-winning poet, and as I said, has worked with Diversionary. She'll be here when we're rehearsing, excited to work with our ensemble. And I just want to thank you in advance for all the support that you have given. Certainly, you are the main reason Bella and I have chosen to make this our home. Well, also the ocean, but mainly it's you. So this will be happening. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. Now, the other big news, some of you have heard little whispers about this, wondering why I'm spending an inordinate amount of time with Bill. With permission, don't worry. I was sitting in Shelly's office and we were just talking. I said, one of my dreams was, to have a talk show. And these were, Bella and I would be here for a week and then leave and come back for a week. And I said, every time we're here, we are just amazed at the stories that we're hearing. These stories just are incredible. I always wanted to do a talk show called Schmooze with Suze. And Michelle said, well, let's, try it. It was like, okay, that's a good idea. Okay, so we talked to Shelly. And of course, then the next person I talked with, Mr. Bill, right? Because it has to have great sound. So at reveal parties, you usually want to find out if it's a boy or girl. Well, now we're going to find out it's a podcast.
Well, there, hi. So we did, the first one that we did was with Jill Drexler. Jill was certainly one of the people I met here first, and we had, of course, lots in common. Bill set up this sound studio in the penthouse. Exactly. And so we did the first one. And we sent it to Michelle, to Angela Fitzgerald at corporate at Human Good, to Shelly, and it exceeded expectation. So then corporate got on board with everything. We can just stay there for a second, on board with it and said, well, let's do some more. And so we have done five. It went live. So we can go, if you can, it went, scroll back. Scroll back. Hello and welcome. Okay, so it went live on July 1st. It's on Human Good. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. It's on all these others. Bill and I have then interviewed 4 other people. So Bob Kriegel and Kathy Deno and Ursula and Chuck, and each one will be released every month. And so we are really excited to play just a little bit. And afterwards, Bella has forms if anyone is interested. And I would hope everybody would be, because all your stories are totally amazing, to be interviewed. It's not live. Things are edited. I think anybody who has gone, has been interviewed can tell you it's just it is a schmooze with Suze. We had to change the name because there were 3 other podcasts that were called Schmooze with Suze. So we changed it to Spotlight with Suze. And this will be released, as I said, to all the communities as well as virtually out there. So we have a form just to say that you're interested that we'll be doing in the next months. We'll be doing additional. To have Bill, Emmy award-winning sound engineer, as an amazing collaborator makes all the difference in the world. And to have the support of Shelly and the staff and Human Good behind this 1,000,000% is extraordinary. And now we're just going to play a little. On these sheets that I did, there's a direct link that you can go to. It's on Human Good, and you just click on podcast, or you can do spotlightwithsuze.com or .org they have, and it'll take you directly there. So we'll play a little bit of this now. Thank you, Louise. Welcome to Spotlight with Suze. My name is Susan Clausen, but all my friends call me Suze. I am a professional actor, director, producer, event planner, clown in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and most of all, a storyteller and resident at White Sands. It has been said, no story lives unless someone wants to listen. I believe everyone has a story if we take the time to listen. And I know you're going to want to listen as I shine the spotlight on our next guest. Now, Jill Drexler is one of the most accomplished women I have ever met in my life. And Jill, I've known you for a couple of years, but I have no idea where you were brought up. What was your family like? Come on, schmooze with me.
So brought up in Rye, New York, which is about 40 minutes out of the city.
We'll save the rest for when you listen. But it'll be once a month. So Jill is in July, and then we'll move on. Are there any questions that I can answer about that? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Bella has the forms and it just gives name and just your availability, like if you're going to be out of town or when we can schedule these. And Kathy Deno, you had fun, right? It was fun. It was fun. I don't know who else is. Ursula, you're here. Great fun. Okay, so.
Only takes an hour.
Yeah, it's only an hour. Again, we edit, so we get rid of all the so don't worry about that.
Ursula's saying it's really only half an hour.
Well, it'll take an hour for us to get a half hour in the edit. So it's an hour of your time.
It's travel time.
It's travel time included. And then 6 hours later, we'll have the half hour. Okay. So we're so appreciative to everyone here. It's just a privilege to be with all of you. Look so forward to seeing you Tuesday. And I know your hearts will be as open to our guests who are coming onto campus as they have been to certainly Bella and I and moving here. So thank you all very much. Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you so much, Suze. That concludes our meeting for today, unless you have any other questions or comments. All right, thank you, everyone. Enjoy your afternoon. Happy holiday.